What is going on, everybody? How is everybody doing today? So over the last couple weeks, I've been getting a lot of comments lately that you guys want me to react to Kenny's video saying, "Dear Ronnie2k, we're tired of being neglected and you want to hear my opinions on it." I did see him tweet about this, and I did watch like the first couple minutes the other day. I know this came out like over a week ago, but I was like, you know what, we can make this into a video on the second channel. I can give you guys kind of my league thoughts and stuff like that. And yeah, we could just kind of talk about my opinions. Obviously, when we hear more about the game, I'll make more formal channels or more formal videos. I might do a my league wish list. I think I actually could do that maybe next week. Just ramble like 20 minutes about what I want in the game. But yeah, we're gonna hear what Kenny has to say, and we'll see if I agree or disagree with anything he says, or if I would like something to be in the game. But I feel like we're gonna be in agreement on a lot of this stuff. So
and we back. But the my league community, we don't get deeper into your pockets. We pay $60 for the game, and then we play that, and we play that, and we play that. So you only get $60 on top of our...
When was like the last time like 2K actually like improved my league throughout the year? I know they fixed bugs. Like, it took them, what, remember when Fix Start Today was a thing? I believe in 2K19. And that took them like a couple months to fix it. That might have been 2K18. I don't know. I just feel like they're not going to put... it's going to be interesting to see once the bubble starts up. Are they going to fix, like, Start Today in my league and maybe put it to... and, like, switch around the calendars? That would be a cool update. Doubt it happens, though.
Heads when the other guys drop you hundreds and probably thousands of dollars in the other modes. So we understand. We're at the bottom of the totem pole, but we are tired. It's been years. The game, the mode has been practically the same. And, you know, it hurts my heart, bro, because my league is something I've been playing since I was a kid, bro, and that's the reason why I make these videos. There's still a large community of people that love my league or love the general concept of it. Hey, building a team
on Madden, I think franchise is the most played game mode. I'm not sure what the most played game mode is.
Winning
on 2K.
the championship, ideally, it should be great. But if you don't have to be a diehard subscriber to my channel to realize there's so many things that are wrong with the mode. Today's video, I just want to talk about some of the things, man. About a week ago, I made a tweet where I was asking my followers to tweet me what they think the biggest changes of my league should be, and that tweet got a lot of replies, bro. Y'all better pick it up. Y'all better pick it up, man, because it's not looking good right now. So the first thing that comes to mind when I'm thinking about my league and how it can improve is the simulation speed, bro.
Yeah. I don't know if he'll probably go into this, but PC, way to go. Definitely 2K20. Literally takes 2 minutes to simulate a season, maybe less. You have trade deadline off and contract extension deadline off, and the only thing that pops up is the All-Star voting or the draft. And if you could turn that off, you could probably fully simulate a season in about a minute. If you're on PS4, Xbox One, I don't know. I mean, I have the Xbox One X, and it still takes forever. I don't know about the PS4 Pro. It literally takes 8 minutes. 8 minutes to simulate a season. That's insane.
Personally, I have this beastly of a PC, and I have the funds to buy 2K on multiple copies. So I have my Xbox PlayStation version, but I also have my PC version. And when you have these things in my PC, the sim speed is like that, and I'm lucky enough for that. Majority of people don't have that. They have the PlayStations. They have them Xboxes, and well, it takes up to 7.5 minutes to get rid of one season to simulate it. That is absurd. Especially when you compare it to what it used to be. I recorded a video where I went back on 2K11. Sim speed was like 2 minutes for the entire season. Why? Because you guys have this thing where like you add small ass.
Why it used to be so quick, but now it takes so long.
My league and expect us to be like,
ago.
Oh my god, they added social media. Bro, it has not been one time in my hundreds of videos of playing my league where I looked over at the social media. We do not care about social media.
All right. Like, yeah, social media is irrelevant pretty much in 2K. Like, I don't know, like, it shouldn't really be a big thing, but I think it would be cool. I've said this before countless times. If they put, like, us my league YouTubers, the one thing they can give back to us, they don't fly anyone out. They don't give us special stuff. They don't give us the game early. That's usually my team and Park. But you know what? Like, if they could put us in social media in 2K, I think that'd be pretty cool, because like you have like Danny LaRue, you have I'm just trying to think of the other guys like JK Skeets, like like Kevin O'Connor. All those guys are in the game, but like I don't know, do they really know that they're in the game? Do they play my league? They probably play it like 3 times a year. I don't personally know how much they play it, but like even if like you're a casual like 12-year-old, I'm sure they would like these kids that play this game would know Kenny Probably more than they would know, like Daniel LaRue. I'm not saying like a knock on Daniel LaRue. It's just like, come on, like maybe give back to us. I thought that'd be a cool thing.
Love J.E. Skeets in real life, but I don't care what he's saying about the 2K game. I don't care what Alex Kennedy is saying. It is an irrelevant part of the game mode. And if you eliminate that, then boy, I bet you sim speed will be better. It's so many things that we should be able to turn off. They have like the ticker speed, right? You guys have ticker speed. You put that on slow, and then your simulation speed is a little bit higher. I don't need that. I don't care to see at the bottom of my screen who's leading the league in assists per game. It is irrelevant to me.
Now, I think that is cool if you were doing like a longer series, because you want to be fully in depth into your game mode, and I think it is cool to like know more about the league. But like for us, I think there should be a way to like completely turn. I think there is a way to completely turn that off. Yes, but I think that is a cool thing if you're like actually like caring about the universe of your save. Like in the 2000 franchise, I kind of wanted to know everything that was going on about every team. But when I'm doing a rebuild, I can really care about less about who's leading the league in assists or points when I'm just trying to simulate a season very quickly. So there is, I can see both sides to that at the bottom. If
I cared about assists per game, I would stop my simulation and go over to statistics and see assists per game. Let's get rid of that. There's just those small little aspects. And even if you want to keep them in the game, give us the option to turn them off so we can get our sim speed.
I think you can turn them off, right? I could be wrong. I thought you could, at least on... I don't know.
Better.
Maybe I'm
Other
wrong.
than the simulation speed, the major problem I have with my league is the progression system. I went to count it right now. There are 14 players in the NBA that are 90 plus overall, according to you guys. Cool. I'm okay with that number. Sure, there's a couple players. There's Bradley Beal, 89. Come on, get him up to 90. There are a couple players. There's 14 players that are 90 plus overall. Tell me why when I simulate 3 years down the line, the number's up to 22. And then I simulate 3 more years, the number's up to 32. And I simulate 3 more years, it's up to 40. So you're telling me in a decade's time, the NBA is going to get 4 times better than what it is right now? And let's be honest with each other. Right now, as far as talent goes, the NBA is the best it's ever been. You telling me the NBA in 10 years from now is going to be 4 times as more talented as right now? No, it won't. But because of your progression system, if you're 19 years old, you come into the NBA, you got a 90 plus potential, boom, you're guaranteed to hit 90 overall some course of your career.
I do think the progression system is broken in 2K, especially G League. When you can send players to G League, that is broken. You can obviously exploit that, get players up. You can send somebody on a 4-year rookie contract, the 30th overall pick, say he's at 72 overall, send him to the G League the first 2 years of his career. He's an 84, literally in 2 years. And then his potential can go up, obviously, if you send him to untapped potential. I do think that's also on the draft class part of that, like who makes these draft classes. Maybe the potential should be a little bit lower, but like 2K's thing, maybe A+ shouldn't always mean you're getting to A+. Maybe something happens, and I don't know, like maybe it should be 100% success rate that you're gonna get to a 95 overall if you're an A+ potential. I don't know, something like that. And I do think like Bol or guys like kind of, I'm trying to think like, you guys know the random players that ended up like going to the G League for the first 3 years of their career. I don't know. Like you guys know who those players are that are like the 12th man on a current team, but in 2K they were a 2nd round pick in 2018. They get picked up by a team and somehow they haven't even played 1 game yet, and they're an 84 overall at the age of 24, and then they're asking for 18 million in free agency. Like that is the broken stuff in 2K. I do agree.
It's terrible. There's no reason why, no disrespect to Shamari Pons, there's no reason he should end up being a 93 overall. Yeah. There's no reason for Chris Clements to hit 93 overall as well. Those are players that realistically won't get that good. But according to your simulation and your progression system, they're going to end up being some of the best players in the NBA along with everybody else. It doesn't make much sense. There should be, here's my solution, a random progression system.
Yeah.
We have had players in NBA history that have went from close to nothing to really good like that.
Siakam.
That never happens in 2K.
I don't know if he's
you never get the Devontae Grahams in 2K.
Okay.
Devontae Graham went from a rookie who's barely getting minutes and was a 67 overall coming into the season, and now he's up to an 81 in 1 year. You don't get that in 2K because the progression system is so linear. We rarely see people fall off. Listen, we've seen players in the NBA go from good to bad this quick, but in 2K, it doesn't happen because the progression system is linear and the regression system is linear. That's not how basketball works. Now, I understand from your standpoint, it's easy to do that. Let's just throw on potential onto him and we'll have it so he just gets better and better and better every single year. It's not how it works. We've seen players hit their plateau at 22 years old, but in 2K, if you're 22, bro, you're still skyrocketing. There should be a random progression and regress your system. There's no reason for me to know that in 2 years, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is going to be this overall. Why don't we make it random? What if he randomly falls off a cliff? It's possible in the NBA. Or what if he randomly...
I do think it's different in the NBA than it is with the NFL and MLB. I think it is more likely that a player will stay on the trajectory of being a good player. Like in baseball, like... you can use like Brandon Webb if you know who that is. He was a Cy Young for like 1 year, then he became like nothing a couple years after. Like you guys, like in baseball, it's completely different. Like you can be up here and then you can be down here a couple years later. Like Albert Pujols, he was amazing. He was one of the best players in baseball 1 year, and then the next year he has a down year. That's a thing. But in basketball, there's rarely ever down years statistically. Maybe like going and winning in the playoffs, there is down years for some players. Like you can even say last year was a down year for LeBron because he got hurt and he didn't make the playoffs. But still, like he was still amazing statistically. So it's different in basketball because it's, I think, very easy to stay on top of your game. And then when you're at the bottom of the totem pole, it's very easy to stay there. But I do see what he means. And I like I said before, like I would like a random progression system. And I think that'd be really cool if every time you draft somebody with an A+ potential or an A potential, they're not always going to be a 90 overall. They can just end up... just if the team's not winning, they're not going to progress. I think that should be a thing. I think if they're not winning games, it should definitely hurt their progression for at least some of the players. And if they're winning games, maybe they shouldn't regress right away. Like it sucks that Drew Holiday is basically nothing in 2K after year one. It sucks, but I think in real life he'll be a good player for the next 3 to 4 years minimum. But in 2K, he falls off a cliff for whatever reason. Or even Draymond Green, he falls off the cliff right away. So it really sucks that that is a thing, and I'm guessing he'll go back.
It's a superstar. Yeah. That is also possible in the NBA. But yet, with 2K's system, it's just not. And then when you have this progression, one thing that doesn't progress with them is their tendencies. So sure,
is he going to bring Jonathan Isaac? Don't even get me started on his tendencies. Or Fred VanVleet or OG Anunoby. Just the Jonathan Isaac tendencies are just like horrible at this point. Like Kristaps had that a couple 2Ks ago. Oladipo, Brandon Ingram last year in 2K. This year, like you play with Jonathan Isaac, he's gonna ask for $25 million in free agency. He's gonna average 3 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, and shoot 37% from the field, 29 from 3. It's
might hit a 93 overall, but his shot tendency is still 32. So he's a 93 overall that is averaging 6 points per game.
Yeah, well, that exactly.
That don't seem right.
Not exactly.
So why are we having their attributes progress and not their tendencies? And listen, 2K, I know that you know who I am, because I made a tweet about Daniel Gafford. Daniel Gafford is a rookie center for the Chicago Bulls. In 2K, they had that man's 3-point tendency to a 55. If you go through his career and his NBA career, the half a season he played, did not attempt a 3. In college, he played 2 seasons and did not attempt a 3.
Arkansas?
And I made a tweet about that. And 2 days later, his 3-point tendency was 0. Yes, so I know that you can see my tweets. I know that you know who I am. And I know that's how easy it is for you to address the issues with the rosters. Like that. I ain't even have to update my game. You did it for me. So why don't we have a team of people, and maybe you do have a team, but that team needs help. Why don't we have a team of people that are watching these games and understanding the tendencies of these players? There is zero excuse for Daniel Gafford to be that way. There is zero excuse for Jackson Hayes to be chucking 4 threes a game.
Definitely.
But 2K they don't care. They don't care because they think we don't look at stuff like that. But if you're a fan of this channel, you do. You do, because those are the little things that matter. Why does Jackson Hayes, in real life, a guy that rolls to the basket, catches lobs, shooting 33% from the field in his second year?
Oh, yeah. Hayes is another one with horrible tendencies. I forgot about Jackson Hayes. Yeah, Hayes' tendencies in 2K are just horrible. And he never progresses, ever. He never does. It sucks.
Because they got him shooting threes.
Yeah.
Because they got him shooting threes. So how about, again, let's get a team together. Let's get a team together to fix the tendencies. Because the better the tendencies are, the more accurate your game will be. The more sim your game will be. So here we are, right? This is Jackson Hayes. His 3-point tendency right now is a 45. That is more than E'Twaun Moore, and E'Twaun Moore has always been a guy that's going to shoot threes. I mean, look at his 3-point percentage.
I didn't even know that.
His 3-point tendency is higher than E'Twaun Moore's at a 45. Let's compare it to other players in the league. His 3-point tendency is the same as Jeremy Lamb, Doug McDermott, higher than Malcolm Brogdon, higher than Miles Turner, who's known as a stretch big. And let me show you something. Here's Jackson Hayes' rookie stats. He attempted a total of 4 threes. 4 of them. And in college, he literally didn't attempt 1. Let's compare it to E'Twaun Moore. E'Twaun Moore this season shot 163s. So you tell me Should Jackson Hayes' 3-point tendency be higher than Etwan Moore's? One thing that me and the homies used to do a lot back in the day, and I say back in the day, we may be talking
nice
2K15, 2K16, were these online my leagues. Yeah, me and my boys used to load in, do fantasy drafts. We used to bring legends into considerations. We would have like one every month. We would crown a champion, and then we'll have him try to defend his championship with new rosters and stuff. So you know what my boys did? So some of my boys graduated college. When they went off to college, they sold their Xbox. So they bought a whole new Xbox to play online My League again, 2K20. Everybody's about to get back into the gaming community. It did not work.
Online My League has been like neglected. How cool it would be if we could just do a rebuild with somebody else in 30, 40, 50 minutes like you can do it in real life. But I'm pretty sure it just takes, or like you could do it in a solo one, but I'm pretty sure in Online My League, it just takes forever to get through these seasons. You really can't like alternate stuff like that. I don't know. I haven't played Online My League in a minute. He probably will go into it. But like, can you even import draft classes? You were never able to do that back in like 14, 15, 16. I don't know if you were able to do that now. My League did not work
for 2.5 months after 2K20 was released. So you know what my boy Mason did? He sold his Xbox. He just bought it back. And a month later, he sold it. Because his whole purpose was to play Online My League. He was, I'll be honest with you, that boy was the champ. He was the champ of a lot of My Leagues. And he sold his Xbox. Now, this is one of the things that you may not have known that. Because the Online My League community is probably pretty small. Mm-hmm. But what's the point of having it in your game if you're not going to allow it to work? Another problem. I'm in free agency. Let's take a look at this.
Side. Expected. Look at Drummond. Look at Drummond's expected salary. Now, credit it doesn't actually hit 34. I'm pretty sure. Like if you go into like Drummond, he won't be asking for 39 mil. He'll be asking more towards like 32, 33. But it's still broken. It's still obviously broken.
Anthony Davis wants $34 million. That's cool. He's one of the best players in the NBA. And Hassan Whiteside wants 28. Probably not gonna happen, but I can understand him wanting it.
I don't even think I can understand him wanting that. I don't even know what team would ever give Whiteside 20 more than. I don't even know what team would give Whiteside more than like 15 mil ever again. I don't know. He's a good player, but like just like with day and age now, he can't space the floor, and like he's not usually playing in crunch time. I don't know what team's giving him more than 20 mil a year. Let alone 28 mil. And they can update that so easily.
Wants $40 million. He wants more than Anthony Davis.
Yeah, like, that makes no sense.
DeMar DeRozan wants $30 million.
Right, you can make
30 years old. You're probably not going to get
he's
that.
Not, yeah, but he's not. I don't know. But.
There has been a thing.
Like, I don't know. Are any of these really bad? Like, Gordon Hayward, 28 mil at 30. I feel like once you hit 30 and you're not like one of the top 50, top 30 guys in the NBA, 30 mil is going to be hard to get. I'm just saying. 30 mil is going to be hard to get.
5 years down the line, we have elite basketball players sitting in free agency.
Just don't see it happen.
Because everybody expects a big-time bag, and the salary cap doesn't grow enough to allow it to happen. Lonzo Ball, Buddy Hield, these are all players in their prime, 22, 25, 26 years old, that I've seen in free agency because we have players. Let me show you something. Boogie wants $30 million. The boy barely's played basketball in 2 years.
Yeah. Hell God.
73 overall. Josh Jackson.
It's because of his age and probably his potential, and that's just a flaw. It's broken, and like look, Dragon Bender, like he's gonna see that one in a second, and that one's just even freaking worse. So yeah, it's broken. It's been broken for years. $20 million. He won't even pick up his phone for anything less. Now, 2K, this is the message to developers. Does that make sense to you? I want him to look at the Dragon Bender one.
He's 23. He's been in the G League. I mean, listen, I think he's about to have resurgence to his career, but he ain't $20 million good. Okay, that's one.
Here we go.
Dragon Bender, former 4th overall pick. Last season averaged 7 points per game, but also spent time on 3 different teams. He wants $18 million.
69.
In real life, he got picked up on a 10-day contract a couple months ago. But in 2K's terms, instead of him signing a 10-day, this 69 overall player wants $18 million.
So broken.
Who else? It's got to be more,
Stein's not getting $15 million a year. He just popped up. Jabari Parker, I don't know if he's getting $13 million.
Gershon
Yabusele just came up.
Wants $11 million. Justin Patton, $12 million. Ivan Rabb, $10 million.
Anigbogu?
$10 million. The list goes on and on. These are players that will probably find their way onto NBA rosters in real life, but they won't be getting $10 million a year to do so. So again, if your job is to make a sim basketball game, let's make it sim. And I know you're gonna say, hey, we gave y'all these sliders, play around with the sliders and make your perfect version of My League. But shouldn't it start off as...
Why can't you do that for us? You're the developers.
Advertised as the best sim basketball game on the market? Now, some of the other stuff that I have in mind are kind of minor things, but still matter significantly. I've done videos where I reset the NBA to like 2000, right? And you guys incorporated this thing where you have historic draft classes.
Just don't even do this. Just don't even do this at this point. It just makes no sense. There's like 5 players per draft class. Like if you go before 2000, there's like 4 players in a draft class.
I can go back and get an 18-year-old LeBron. That's brilliant. But why in between me having LeBron, Melo, Wade, we have these randomly generated guys that are better than the regular guys?
Makes no sense.
These guys should not exist. And I understand you don't have the rights to have all 80 players from 2003. That's insane for me to think that you can have all 60 players.
I think because of that, they shouldn't just have it. I think community draft classes are just better. And I know the ages kind of get messed up with some of them, and they can't go in right away at 18. But still, I think it's way better than what you're going to get from these
that time period. Ones. But you don't need all 60 players. These dudes should be 60 overalls because we didn't load this draft class for them. We loaded it for LeBron, Melo, Wade, and all the other guys. So what I'm saying is, if you're going to have an historic fantasy or historic drafts like this, just make it so that every single one of the players are the ones that matter, and the people that are auto-generated just don't exist. And again, like I said, there's no structure. Something that's also very small is that there's no buyout market in 2K, but the buyout market is super important.
Yeah, that would be cool. I don't know why they haven't done that yet, because I know in MLB The Show, they have like that waiver. I forget what the period's called, but it's right after the trade deadline where you can pick up players, or it's like the post-trade deadline, or whatever the waiver period is. I think it's the waiver wire. That's pretty big right after the trade deadline. Why isn't there a buyout market in 2K? I agree. Yeah, there definitely should be.
Build a championship teams. And the last thing, it was one more thing. That is not a good game either. Don't get me.
Like I'm gonna probably make my 2K wish list, but stress provisions. Why can't you do that in 2K? I feel like that's not like the most crazy thing.
But Madden does a couple things right that I really love their My League system or their franchise system, and that's the fact that you can draft somebody in the 5th round and he'd be the sleeper of the draft, and he can turn out to be a star. 2K doesn't have that. You scout somebody 2-3 times with a good scout, you know everything about him. You know his potential. You know what he's good at, what he's bad at. In reality, that's just not the way it works. How many times have you guys played My League and you found somebody in the 2nd round that was a complete sleeper that turned into a star? It doesn't happen. But in real life, we've had Manu. Jimmy Butler was a 30th overall pick, but we have players like Jimmy Butler, Draymond Green. The list goes on and on of 2nd round picks that have blossomed into much more. Nikola Jokic was a 2nd round pick. 2K doesn't have that sleeper aspect because the scouting system is so...
Yeah, they can make it more like into it, and like I know Madden, they have like the storylines where they used to have the players that it could be like, oh, this player was the fastest in college, this player looks like he couldn't play this week, or this player is like overweight. Like I think that'd be cool if they actually implemented storylines about the prospects. That would be cool because you can add storylines at the beginning of the year. That's just like I think fluctuates the way they go in the mock drafts and stuff and their rankings. But it'd be cool if we kind of knew about them, who won the national championship, who won their specific college tournament, who maybe stayed an extra year and that's why they improved as a player. I don't know. Stuff like that I think would be really cool.
I'll make my wish list everything there's to know about a player. You know his ceiling. You know his exact ceiling. Hey, this guy's going to be either Lamar Odom good or Evan Turner bad. This is not as fun. I understand having that, but let's see it from like a Jay Billis standpoint, who's been wrong sometimes. Oh, this guy's going to be a star. And you draft him, and he's a 68 overall. Oh, man, you missed on that draft pick. Let us look at not his statistics, or let us look at his statistics, not his attributes. Let me see what he did in college. Let me see his NBA draft combine numbers, and let me decide.
Yeah, combine numbers. I don't know why we can't see combine numbers and see where they rank in the combine at that specific thing. You actually no, you can right the pre-draft workouts.
Don't tell me his vertical off rip. That's kind of boring. Let me look at his vertical number and be like, okay. Him for this size, that's pretty good. I don't need his exact numbers. That's pretty much it. I mean,
alright, yeah, so I guess that'll wrap it up. Hope you guys enjoyed my reaction. Definitely agreed with mostly everything Kenny said here. I will be dropping probably my 2K wish list like next week or something, because I think that'd be pretty fun to do. I have a lot of ideas that I kind of want to mention as well. So I will leave a link to the video in the description below if you want to watch it yourself. And then, yeah, thank you all for watching. Hope you guys did enjoy. And yeah, I love you guys. See you guys next video. Peace.